Hello campers, this week I'm going to be mostly talking about maintenance and things that can make your pipe sound better and much easier to play. So first things first, you got your bag and you fitted your stocks. You need to test the bag. So I'm just going to cook these up. These are the drone stocks. I don't have to take my China stock off because I've got my pitch guards fitted in there. So there you go. It's really solid. Now some people say it should be like that for 5 minutes. It really shouldn't. It's really as long as you blow into it, basically. So as long as it doesn't start deflating whilst you're it's not taking any air whilst you're playing it. So obviously you're losing air then, and you're fighting that with your blowing, so it's going to make it that much harder. If you do hear a leak, it's most likely coming from one of these joints here where these grommets go in. I've covered mine with insulating tape. If it's not like this, you've got, again, hide bag or something like that, just get some soapy water with a little brush and dab it in the gaps there. Just, you don't need to use much of this, just a bit. And if it starts bubbling, then you know that that's a problem. You need to fix it. So there we have that. Air tightness is the most important thing. Oh, I've just undone that, which is good, but it doesn't deflate very quickly. Right. So the next thing is all your joints. This is one I prepared earlier. Now this one, it's one of my drone stocks from McDougall's. I always like using the black hemp on the tenon for the stock, and yellow hemp for the one that goes into the top of the drone. Also like easy drone reeds in the tenors, and I use a cane base because I like to get that, little bit more warmth and sound from it. So this one is completely smooth, so it's packed down and there's no sign of any threads at all, because all the threads have been packed down. The top one here, this is one that gets wet sometimes. You're playing outside and water comes down, so I've left it with the yellow hemp because I think it doesn't hold quite as tight and it gives you more of an opportunity to turn the reed and tune it. Turn the top of the drone and tune the drone. Right, I'm going to put that back. I did do some videos of how to approach that, and the best way to do it. It takes a while, but I've had those on for the drone stock ones, the drone stock tenors for about 5 years now, and I haven't had to touch them. During the winter it could get a bit dry, so I just sort of put a tiny little bit of moisture on it. I don't show it or anything. And then when the summer comes here in Missouri, it gets very moist and humid, so things start swelling up again. So it goes back to a nice place. So I've got the tenor drones in the stocks. I've got the bass drone, cane bass drone in there. Now, what you want to do with this, if one of those tenor drones is taking a slightly too much air, it's going to really make the pipe very hard. I know people don't think about this. They think about making the chanter reed easier and easier to blow. But if you're fighting that with a tenor drone that's taking way too much air, then you need to adjust the tenor drones. So doing that, you want to bring it down. Okay, let's start again here. Bridle. Now, there's a bridle. Imagine this is the drone, and the bridle is here. And you move it up and down to make the tongue shorter or longer. I better just take one of these out. So here it is, easy drone reed. So you have a tongue here, which vibrates, makes the sound. Then you have a bridle here, which makes a stop for where the vibrations go. The longer that tongue is, the lower the pitch and the more air it's going to take. So you want to just move it down until it, more or less until it stops, and then back it up again. Thing with easy drones is very, very small increments. Once you get to close to where you are, where you want to be, very, very, it's almost like you're not moving it. It's just like a bit of pressure, and it can make all the difference in the world. So, you know, once you're set, they're set, and that's it. I like a nice mellow sound from the tenors and a bit more boost from the bass, which I get with these. And this is a tuning pin. You move this in or out to make it higher pitch or lower pitch. You move it in, it goes higher pitch. Move it out, it goes lower pitch. So that's the basics of that. I won't go into too many details. So once you've got those all sorted out, then it's to come down to the chanter reel. Yeah. But you do have to make sure your pipe is set up really well. Don't bang, again, go back to the drone reeds. Make sure that they're set up properly. And when they are set up properly, if you cork it off and blow them on their own, they should all more or less stop at the same time. That means that you've got a nice balanced pipe. So you've got that, you've got your chanter set up, you've got your drone set up. Now if you put an easier reed in, obviously you're going to have to change the drones again. If you put a harder reed in, you may have to open them up a wee bit, but same process, just go through that process. Anyway, that's it for now. I will see you next week, all being well. Cheers.